Hi guys, and welcome to episode 111 of the Focus on Gaming podcast. That was Duncan's chair, and he's with me today.
It covered up the fact that you said podcast.
Podcast.
Podcast. Hello.
How are you?
I'm all good.
Good.
You weren't here last week because you were dead.
And was reincarnated. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm back now, though. Back from the dead.
But Martin is away at the moment. Well, technically he's dead, but he's gone to the land of the dead, maybe, and visiting family. But no, he's well on holiday, so we haven't got him this week. Anyway,
so
gaming, actual gaming stuff.
We are going to talk about the Virtual Boy and the ROG Ally Xbox, whatever it's called, because no one actually knows the real title.
Well, I've gone by the Xbox actual website, and it says that's. Oh god, now I've got to look because I've got to confirm what it says. It calls it the ROG Xbox Ally X.
Yeah. And the X is for I'm too expensive. And we are talking about the Feelies that used to come with games. So the items that were included in games, such as badges, maps, and all other things that basically meant nothing but were cool.
Yeah, the things that nowadays you pay £300 for a version, and then you don't get the copy of the game.
That's the one.
Yeah, you actually explained to me what Feelies was, because I was just like, I don't. Yeah,
do you want?
Never heard of that term before, but it is a thing. So
you want to share with our listeners what you found when you googled it?
There was a band called the Feelies who were supported by the Willies.
Yeah.
So the Feelies and the Willies.
Yeah.
Or it said the Feelies with the Willies. So
we'll wait for the promotional check to come through.
They're American, so feel free to contact us, the Feelies, if you wish to clarify whether it was a supporting band or whether you Feely the Willie.
Just playing with someone else's wheelies.
So yeah. Anyway,
Nintendo made an announcement about 2 weeks ago now. It's been a while already. And they announced they were bringing back the Nintendo Virtual Boy. And on the Virtual Console, on the Switch 2 and Switch 1, they're going to have Virtual Boy games that you can play, and you slot your Nintendo Switch into the Virtual Boy casing, so a complete replica of the Virtual Boy. And you can play these games in 3D on the high-def screen. Of course, everyone was really shocked because, as you know, the Virtual Boy was a failure. Made by the same guy that made the Game Boy, actually. But it was a complete failure, mainly because people said that it gave them headaches with the red and black screen. And although I've owned one, and the 3D capabilities of it were really good, but very awkward to play because it had a stand and you had to sort of push your eyes into the device to use it. But when you did that, potentially you would knock it over. And if you dropped it, the mirrors that create the 3D effect would go out of line. So, and trying to open the bastard was very, very difficult. So, have you ever used a Virtual Boy, Duncan?
I have not. No, I've only ever heard sort of pretty bad things about it, really. So I've never been encouraged to play it. It also looked incredibly uncomfortable to wear. The graphics, although not bad for the age of it, were just bright red and black.
Yeah, they tried a colour version, but the costs were too high.
That's fine, but I don't know. Like we talked about previously, colorizing things like Game Boy games and whatnot. If you want to bring them to modern, why not colorize them somehow? Yeah, I don't know. Or just make them not as red.
I think the Virtual Boy has to remain in its original colors, but I think it was a great piece of tech for its time.
So we should clarify, this is an actual Virtual Boy looking attachment that you slip a Switch into?
Yeah. It's essentially the Virtual Boy casing, stand, and well, I'm not sure about the controller. I'm not sure if it uses the original controller.
No, well, there is a picture, and it's got the Joy-Cons with the the middle thing slipped and somebody's playing like
Okay.
that.
Because the original controller was fantastic for the Virtual Boy. It was one of the best things about it.
It's sort of similar to, well, it's sort of cross between the GameCube and the
Yeah.
NES kind of control,
And I
but it
think
had two D-pads on, didn't it?
it did. And off the top of my head, I'm sure I remember it used to vibrate. I suppose it was meant to be like create the effect of being in VR, but the games were really quite good. You had Mario Tennis, which was pretty good. You had a boxing game, Tetris.
So it's good as
and
long as you liked the 3 games that came out for it. Yeah.
there were about 26 games if I remember off the top of my head. Mario was very good, and so was Wario. They were very good games. And Street Fighter 2 was done as a homebrew title, and that also was pretty damn good. So I'm hoping that will play, and there'll be a way to
If
slide
it's a
those ROMs.
if it's a homebrew, no.
You can buy the
We are talking about
cartridge.
Nintendo here. That
Well, yeah,
yeah,
but
this
they
is
did do Star
Nintendo.
Fox too.
Well, they've been in the news recently because of they've copyrighted or put a, what's the word?
Emulator.
No, you know, when nobody else could do it.
Trademark?
Not a trade.
Patent.
Patent. That's the one.
Mhm.
On it's sort of, it's one of the mechanics of Pokemon, but it's
Okay.
really broad. It's about using a sub character from a container to battle another character or something like that. And yeah, so don't go on the specifics, but basically, it's a way that they're trying to get Power World destroyed off this work. This is the thing that a lot of people said. A lot of people have come in and said, but won't this stop things like Digimon? And there was another famous one. Well, anyway, there's a few things that use this kind of mechanic that have been around for a long time. It's not just Power World. And there are loads of character battling games on Steam, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo. So it may affect
I don't know
many
why
of
they
these.
just don't. I don't know why they just don't invest in Power World or buy it out and create.
If they don't want this game to exist, then fine, yeah, buy them and destroy them. It'd probably be cheaper.
Or buy it and run it as a Nintendo Fortnite style game on the Switch.
Right now, they could have. I bet you if they'd gone to, I can't remember the developer now. They'd gone to the developer and said, "We don't want to take you to court, but you are impeding on our copyrights. There's no. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Give us a percentage of your profits, and we'll call it a day." I'm sure.
Developer is Pocket Pair.
Yeah, so I'm sure Pocket Pair. I mean, then Pocket Pair might have stuck their 2 fingers up at them, but I'm sure if everybody was reasonable, then I'm sure they would have gone, yeah, right.
And they've massively ripped off the Pokemon brand.
Oh, totally. I mean,
I've
no doubt that layman's like us will look at it and go, "Oh yeah, they have ripped them off." Totally.
But just their website says Power World is home to 100 unique pals, each equipped with a diverse set of skills to enhance the player's adventure. Along your journey, you will encounter formidable foes.
Have you played it?
I haven't. No.
It is
contained
naturally. It is Pokemon with guns.
Yeah.
So if you want to play Pokemon, but you want to be shooting each other, get that.
When they put it on Android,
I recommend.
I'll look
what's
at
his name? Let's Game It Out video on Power World. It's quite funny. All of his videos are quite funny, but yeah, Let's Game It Out. That's quite a hilarious one. Of just basically, you can kill all the people, but they don't kill them, obviously, but they do. But yeah,
it's a very sinister looking Pikachu in this game.
Well, there's a
the first boss.
£24.
Like a rip-off.
Yeah. It's not an expensive game either. If the first boss is like a massive Pikachu electric thing that's got a girl riding on the shoulders of it.
That sounds appropriate.
So I mean, literally riding it, not in a saucy way. And yeah, I haven't played it much past that first boss because I just built a little sort of village where my you can set all to work as well, and then you have to provide somewhere for them to eat and somewhere for them to sleep and all this kind of thing, or not if you watch Let's Game It Out and just work them all to death and then get more. But yeah, So Virtual Boy, back to that.
Yep.
I can't say I'd be that interested unless they made it less garish on the eyes.
I fancy it.
The tennis
look
game's
forward
pretty
to it.
good. You're looking forward to it. But
I don't own the Switch 2, mind you.
You have got the Switch now, haven't you? Because it works with the Switch and Switch 2.
Well, my son's one still works, but my one's dead. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
In this country, it is £67 for the add-on, and it does look like a Virtual Boy, and it comes with the plastic bit that goes between the Joy-Cons. My goodness, for a laptop, your keyboard's loud. It's £67 in this country. I will have a look what it is in the US, but I haven't got the US options. But anyway,
I thought it was only coming out in the US. I didn't realise it was coming out in the UK.
Yeah. Well, I've got it here in the UK. Release date February 17th, 2026. So
yeah, I feel like that's a must for me.
Virtual Boy USA release. Yep, February 17th, 2026 in the US as well.
Well, that is definitely going on the Christmas or the birthday list. Probably the birthday list, because
can't say. I'm afraid I'll be joining you. There is a cardboard model.
There's just not
Virtual Boy.
There's just not.
I don't know how you get it to stick to your face.
Yeah, I think they just need to stop right there because.
So hang on. Yeah. I don't know what they say, but you buy a. Oh, there you go. The cardboard model is $25, and the Virtual Boy is $99.99. So
February 17th, 2026. So they're doing it after the Christmas market because they know it's not going to sell a lot. It's a gimmick.
Well, let's face it, though. Christmas is mostly for kids, and
speak for yourself.
Is your 6-year-old? You know what I mean. But mostly, do you spend more money on yourself or the kids?
If I had a lot of money, it would be me, but I don't. So it's
yeah, no, yes. Granted, if I buy myself a new computer and say that's a Christmas present, then yeah, okay. But we'll get on to expensive presents in a second.
Yes, funny that. Well, I like it. I'm excited by it, but it will be a 5-minute wonder. I know it will, and that's maybe I'll wait until it's found on Facebook Marketplace.
And I think gone are the days that things become a cult need. It's something that's £67 now. Is it going to be £200 in 5 years' time?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think this will end up being 20 quid.
At the end of the day, if we look at it this way, it is just a piece of plastic that you slip a switch into.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess that if you look around, you'd probably be able to find a 3D printable one for free. Well, you'd have to print it yourself, but
let's talk about your
the ROG Xbox Ally and Ally X. They finally announced the price, and in this country,
was that price?
For the basic version.
Is that what you got? The basic or the?
I'll go into the specs and everything. So the basic version is £500, and the X version is £799.99, so £800.
Wow.
Now, the basic one it does have a Z2 processor, but it's the Z2A, which, if you're looking at sort of benchmarks, and it's also got 16 gigabyte of RAM. It's got a smaller battery, and the rumble. There's something to do with the triggers. I can't remember what they call them. It doesn't have them. So for an extra £300, you get an extra 8 gigabyte of RAM, and you get the Z2 Extreme. So as we know at the moment, the current ones are the ROG Ally. The original one you can have the Extreme version or the non-Extreme. And the Extreme version, yes, it outperforms the Steam Deck. It is Windows, but it's within the ballpark of Steam Deck, and obviously it's the Legion Go has the same processor that has the Z1 Extreme. Z2 Extreme is not going to get you. It's not going to double the frame rates of games and let you be able to do ray tracing on Indiana Jones, this kind of thing. But it will give you a few extra frames. It's going to be 10 to 15% estimated, because obviously they haven't properly been experimented with yet. But so that means your 30 frames per second game on the current Z1 Extreme handhelds, if it's 30 frames per second on that, you're only going to get 35, maybe 40 at a push. But those, as I've found with the Steam Deck, if you've got a game that's at 30, if you turn things down and get it up to 40 frames per second is a big difference. It does feel a lot better. The Z2A, the basic one, for the same price, you can get 512 gigabyte Steam Deck OLED, and I would recommend getting that. Personally, I would personally not recommend getting the basic version. Now, the Xbox Ally X, as I said to you offline, I do think, within sort of 6 months, you're probably going to be able to get it for probably £600 within 6 months. But I have taken the plunge and I have pre-ordered one.
and it is the top end version,
I have bought the X. I have pre-ordered the X variety. There are people already trying to scout pre-orders. Don't buy those off eBay. A, most of them are probably going to be scams, and B, they're pre-orders and they can get cancelled at any time if they believe you're buying it off eBay or whatnot. So don't bother, just wait. There will be more stock, because I think most of the pre-orders have gone. But they had already gone before I pre-ordered mine, and then it was in the UK, Currys had some stock, and just suddenly it was like, yeah, you can pre-order this. Oh, excellent! Click, done. So in the UK, there is nowhere now you can get pre-orders, but I reckon they'll be stocked pretty quickly. And I'm really looking forward to it, because my Steam Deck is brilliant, but the fact that it'll be a Windows device does give me more access to my Xbox ecosystem, which I'm quite happy with. And things like, I got Destiny 2 in a Humble Choice pack. I can't play that on the Steam Deck. I can if I wear jump through a few hoops, but then I get risk of being banned. So having a Windows device means I can just play whatever I want, really.
That makes sense.
And I'll still have the Xbox PC games. And I'll have all the other games that I've got free, like Epic on the Epic Store and GOG. So I've suddenly gone from having about 1,200 games on PC on my Steam Deck, and being able to play my Xbox games via cloud, to suddenly probably having about 2,000 games.
That's good.
Just by changing to Windows. and I can still play my Xbox games via cloud if I want to.
But will you then go back for Steam Deck 2 when it comes out?
Again, it will be the price. This is the problem now, is that you're not going to get a £350 device other than the Steam Deck. Because even the original Ally is only reduced to that kind of price occasionally. So you can get a original ROG Ally, not the X variant, for £350 occasionally. But, you don't want that one. Basically.
No.
It's not the extreme version, so it's underpowered. It is Windows, so Windows isn't gaming focused, but hopefully they have, with this new front end that is starting on the Xbox Ally, is the start of something new. Because basically now, instead of having to load up Windows, all that's loading up is what is needed to play games. So you're not getting the full Windows unless you switch over to desktop, which is what SteamOS does, basically. Basically, they've looked at SteamOS and gone, why does this work so well? Because SteamOS is the king of just playing games for PC, for handhelds. If you want a fantastic experience, get SteamOS and play SteamOS. If you want to be able to do everything, though, you need Windows.
And when are you getting it?
Well, pre-orders are sent for October the 16th. So hopefully 2 weeks' time. Just over 2 weeks' time. I will be the proud owner.
Have a review.
Yes.
We should get a review on the channel.
And hopefully I'll be able to show you that it's a bit better than the Steam Deck. Because back in the back of my mind, I do have, oh God, do you remember when they released the original Ally? There was the SD card problem, and there was this problem, that problem. Oh God, I hope there's not one on this one. But I'm hoping, because it is basically the Ally 2. I'm hoping that they've learned from previous ones and their designers have thoroughly tested it. Blimey.
Fingers crossed.
You got something like a wind-up car or something going there.
No, that was the laptop.
Oh, blimey.
Yeah.
It's a fan curve sorting out.
It's having a hissing fit.
I'm very, very excited. Very excited.
Time will tell. So, let's talk about Feelies.
All right. Oh, those things, yes. So,
what's your first memory of getting a game back in your Spectrum youth, where something was in the box?
Well, mostly because you just used to get. I mean, you did get the big box ones, but mostly what I used to get was the cheap games because I was young, I didn't have much money. But they weren't actually huge ones. It wasn't like PC games where you got the huge boxes. They were boxes that were about, I don't know, let's say 8 inches tall. So what's that? 15, 17 centimeters. 17 centimeters tall. And maybe 2/3 that size wide kind of thing. So they were, like a birthday card size. And mostly it was posters.
Posters and badges I remember a lot of.
Yeah, sometimes you get like but they would always just be a paper thing or cheap and nasty. But occasionally you would get, I mean, the best ones that you got with old games was maps. But they used to be proper maps, like ones that not only would tell you where to go in a game, but they'd also look really good. I still remember having up on my wall, I had a map of, was it Treasure Island? Or Fantasy Dizzy, I think it was. And it was one of the, like, Your Sinclair or something, and they had one that you could open up. And so I just pulled it out of the magazine, taped it together, and then put it on my wall. At that point, I didn't actually have it. Have the game. I just thought it looked good. And because they posted together loads of screenshots, There was just Dizzy in every single picture, like every single quadrant of it. But yeah, I don't really remember that many with the Spectrum, and you certainly didn't get like nowadays. You have $300 collector's editions that have this and that, and then no actual physical copy of the game.
A few I remember are RoboCop had the poster in it, which was one.
Oh, was it
And then
the actual video cover with him stepping out of the car?
Yeah, and then you had Terminator 2 that had a badge and a poster. And then you had things like 3D specs in some. You had mini characters, maps. The Turtles co-op coin-op game had the password sheet and also a poster, if I remember rightly. So
yeah, well, the back in the day, because there wasn't the internet, but with tapes and floppy disk, you could just flick a switch on a floppy disk, and that was it. You could copy it or copy onto it accidentally. And so you used to have copy protection that would be sort of either a sheet, and it would go A15, and you go A15. Oh, that's BX. So you'd have to type in BX. Or it would go, what's the third line on the fourth page? And it would be the instruction booklet, and the third line of the fourth page would be button or something. You'd have to type in button. But the thing is, all it took was a lot of them. What they used to do after a while was they used to print them like faintly. They used to be on anti-photocopying printing, didn't they? And so when you tried to photocopy, it would just be blank. But most of the time, that was obviously a more expensive way of printing. So it was only one sheet. So somebody would just copy it. So literally just put A, B, C, D, E, F, G down the side, 1 to 12 at the top, and then just write all the letters or the words or whatever it was that was needed down. So you get a copy in tape and then just a piece of paper in there. Oh, you'll need this. Oh, thanks very much.
I remember LGR has done some videos on YouTube where you see games, and inside the games there's like different things, and you'd even have like one game came with a sound card that was specific to that game. And I remember a copy of Lord of the Rings that had the actual book in the casing. That was pretty cool. It was cool.
That seems a bit pointless, because who would? I suppose a lot of people, but back in the day, a lot of people would have read the book if they were playing the game. I don't know.
I think that if you could get the game and the book together, you would.
Yeah, I suppose that's the thing. It probably encouraged people who had not read it to buy the game, and they got the book.
Weirdly, I still have the book, but I don't have the game. So I kept the book and got rid of the game. So when I sold part of my collection,
I can honestly say I've never bought a game that's come with a like a model, like a little plastic character or anything. Never. I've never bought a collector's edition that includes one of those. I bought collector's editions that are basically like gold editions. Yeah, they come with the full DLC, or an extra disc of extras or whatever. But I've never bought a collector's edition that comes with a model. And I don't remember having any in the 80s either, or 90s. I did. Obviously, I did buy that Wu-Tang Clan game with the awful controller, but the less said about that, the better, because that was awful.
I remember also getting the things like in the Weetabix boxes you could send off for games that came the gaming book, that had turn to page 1 to fight the monster, turn to page 6 to leg
Fighting Fantasy.
Yeah, and I know they're not video games, but they were still games. You'd sit there really excited about.
Oh god, I mean, I used to. Well, my brother actually first got them. They were the Jackson and Ian Livingstone Fight Fantasy.
Yeah,
They were, yeah, I mean, they were brilliant. I think I might have got a couple of mini ones of them. The best one
I
I ever
had.
had was not actually a Steve Jackson one. It was a sci-fi based one. And I remember one of the puzzles was and it said something about like, oh, you've got to work out what's just around the corner, kind of thing. And it had some other thing. And basically, it was you had to fold the corner of the page over to this little
Mm,
triangle on the page you were on, and it completed the picture. And it changed the picture from one thing into something completely different. It was like,
that's cool.
what? It was absolutely
So
amazing.
the one I had was written by Linda Lowry and Larry Elmore, and it was The Spell of the Winter Wizard, and it was a Dungeons and Dragons Endless Quest 11 book, um, and it was absolutely wonderful artwork on it, and yeah, great book, and you never seem to repeat the story. I'm sure you did, but it never felt like you repeated the story.
Yeah, there was a couple. There'd always be sort of like go to this one where there'd be four options. There'd be one go to number 160, another one go to 340, but then it would be the
Mm,
next step would go to 210 kind of thing. So you'd have slightly different changes, but because there wasn't infinite ways they could finish it, they would all go
yeah,
back to the end. And there would also be sort of a particular ending that was, let's say, number 87 that you'd have to go to. That would be, they would just say they stabbed you through the heart, kind of thing. You'd be like, oh,
mm,
game over. So you always knew then, this one says go to 87. Yeah, I won't do
yeah.
that.
And it feeds back into the very early games for the Spectrum and the Amstrad, which were text-based adventures. Um,
You
and
one might always say, like a prequel to, I don't know, point and click games.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, which are awesome.
I would happily sit there and read this book now. In fact, I do have it in the loft, so I would happily sit there and watch it,
Well,
read
you
it. Sorry.
can get it for about £6 on
Yeah.
eBay.
Well, I do own it already. So there are other
There we go.
books in the series. Obviously, 'cause that was book 11. Um, and
I mean, it is an
would
official
quite like to own.
Dungeons and Dragons one, isn't it?
Yeah, I would quite like to own the series of the books. Actually, there's a lot of them, but I would quite like to own them.
Oh god, yeah. I mean, the choose your own adventure books of various brands. There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them that were big ones. Plus,
Mm.
then there's thousands of knockoffs. They did just sort of die off though in the late 90s. I think that was when the consoles started to really, sort of really
Kicking.
grab people. Yeah.
Well, there's
But
45 of these books.
I think they're
So,
still going though. I think Steve Jackson and Ian Livingstone made what's the game? It's called Sorcery. I think it's called. Um,
mm,
if you type in Steve Jackson's Sorcery,
hmm
is it Sorcery? There's a game. I'm looking at the game. Yeah, Sorcery. Like with an exclamation mark. And you can get it
right.
on loads of different formats. In fact, I'm looking
Mm,
at it now, the complete collection. So parts 1, 2, 3, and 4, which are basically like choose your own adventures, made by Steve Jackson, who was like the king of choose your own adventure. It's on PC. I think you can get it on Android and iOS. All these at the moment, it's £4.77 on Steam.
ooh.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, just send me the link of that one.
So what it does, it actually it does all with the fighting fantasy ones. It used to also have to have a dice, and
Mm,
you'd have to have a little piece of paper to note all your health and all this kind of thing. And if you couldn't be bothered with that, you just go, "Yes, I completed everything." Just go to wherever, and just hope that you didn't make a wrong choice somewhere. But
yeah.
I will send you a link to that. But the games obviously do it for you. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's all good. All good.
I used to play Hero Quest back in the day, the board game, and that was always a great game. But I never had friends that would play it with. All my friends were not into that at all, so it was a bit of
Yeah,
an annoyance.
I was a big reader when I was little. I say
Mm.
little, up to the age of sort of 16. Um, yeah, and then discovered adult things, and I don't mean in well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know
um,
what you mean.
but so yeah, so I was Fighting Fantasy and all that kind of thing was more my kind of thing.
Yeah.
I didn't really get into D&D until I had a friend who played Traveller, which is basically like sci-fi D&D. And
Mm.
he played it with a couple of friends, and he said, "Yeah, do you want to come play with us?" I was like, "Yeah, all right." And I sort of it took me a while to understand what it was, but we just used to use it as a way of being silly and getting drunk and having a stupid story. So we didn't have maps or anything like that. We couldn't be bothered with that. We just had my friend was a DM, and he'd just tell a story, and we'd decide what we were doing, and then we'd shake a dice to decide whether we won or not. And
I
yeah,
think
so that was good fun.
I think the dungeon master or the wizard or whoever it is, when you read from the book on the re-release of Hero Quest, is a digital one, so you don't have everyone can play the game, and the digital thing does the reading, which
Well,
I think is great.
your best bet for what you call it, games on uh, PC. You've got a thing called Tabletop Simulator.
Mm-hmm.
Tabletop Simulator is an absolutely fantastic game, um, but it's not actually a game. It's a way of playing, and you can play everything from chess, poker, and everything to. But there's people have made for it, kind of thing. And
Mm-hmm.
it's you can play pretty much everything, but you can do RPGs in it, kind of
Oh,
games, and all sorts. But it's basically an engine to make games in it,
that's cool.
and it's fantastic. Even that's available at the moment for £8.37. But I can imagine if you look on things like well, it's not CD keys anymore. They've rebranded. They're called Loaded.
Rebrand. Yeah.
So if you go on something like Loaded, you probably find it for pennies now, like a
Mm.
couple of quid.
Yeah.
So Tabletop Simulator, if you like, kind of that. Blimey,
Yeah.
we've veered off the Feelies, haven't
We have, but it's all gaming. It's all related. So
Oh yes.
I think we have kind of come to the end of the topic. So um,
Yeah, I mean,
I think
I couldn't really, hell, I haven't really bought it. So, what's the best one that you've ever received? There, we'll finish with that. What's the best
best one.
bonus that's not the actual game that you've received, even if the
God,
game was crap?
do you know, Battle for Middle Earth 2, the special edition, came with lots of things, and it was fantastic. I still have it, and it came with posters and cards and character sets and things like that. Nothing massive, but the whole layout of it was fantastic, and it's still
Plenty
expensive.
of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
Oh, right. Yeah, I can't remember specifics. I've been I've been digital for or like digital only games for maybe or near enough 10 years. So
Mm.
um,
It's like
I haven't
the
really
gaming
bought
world
a
will forgive you.
physical. I haven't bought a physical disc literally for about 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah, because I mean I think I've been on what you call it for about Steam
Steve?
for I want to say 19 years.
Mm.
Because you can look at your profile and tells you how many years you've been on Steam.
Yeah.
So PC for many years I've been digital. Yeah, I'm looking at my profile now on Steam, and I have got the 18 years of service badge.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I was last online 31 minutes ago. Anyway, yeah, so on Steam I have 1,155 games at the moment. Just one or two. Yeah, so
Wow.
Although I do have a friend who I think he's coming up to his 8,000 games. Though
Someone's been sitting on the 3 CD keys.
well, he gets like Humble Choice. He gets bundles on Fanatical and things like that. But he does actually complete quite a lot of them.
That's quite impressive.
There is a man, I can't remember. I can't remember what it is. He's how many he's got, but there's a man with the most games on Steam, and it's something crazy. Like he's got about 30,000 games, or some ridiculous amount.
That's crazy.
And it's I think there might be a case of he's got to a certain point, and then sort of developers have started sending him games.
Sounds fair.
But
feel free, developers, send us games. We'll have something like
that. Yeah. If you want to send me 30,000 games. Oh, there you go. Sonic's Legend, his name is. And he recently broke 40,000 games.
Mental.
That was September the 25th. 40,000 games. And that's not including the DLCs he's got.
Guy needs a wife and some children. That's what he needs.
Apparently, he's in China, so he might be married, but unlikely. So there you go.
Well, there we are. Well, I think we have reached the end of the episode for today.
Yeah, so keep it short today. Oh,
yeah,
it's still not short. We still managed to get to 41 minutes.
There you are.
Anyway, good to have you back.
Thank you. And nice to chat to you. Subscribe, and it really makes a difference to the channel if you do drop us a review, subscribe, and share the feed with your friends on social media. And podcasts like this only exist by the users sharing and commenting and liking and reviews. So
sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring.
Oh.
And on that note, goodbye.
Bye. Do you want the last word?
No.